Coming up next, we're going to be joined by New England Patriots wide receiver Chris Hogan right here on the Code Green Radio Show, SB Nation.
You're listening to Code Green on SB Nation Radio. Here are your hosts, Rich Wilhelm and Craig Gorbunoff.
Welcome back to the Code Green Radio Show, brought to you by SB Nation. I would like to welcome Super Bowl champion from the New England Patriots, wide receiver Chris Hogan, to the show. Thanks a lot for coming on the show, Chris.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. We also should mention that Chris is a former Monmouth Hawk, like yours truly. So let's show Monmouth University a little love right now.
Little golf clap for Monmouth. Little golf clap.
All right. So, Chris, we took to Twitter earlier this week, and we asked people if they had one question for you, what would it be? And the same two questions kept coming up. First, how easy is it playing for a team that is successful year in and year out? And secondly, how intimidating is it playing with Tom Brady and for Bill Belichick?
Well, for the first question, I'd say playing for the Patriots is, we have a lot of success and we win a lot of football games, but then in no way, shape or form is it easy. I would say, a lot of guys, and if you talk to any guy that's ever played for Bill Belichick or played with Tom and played for the Patriots and the organization, they would say it's probably one of the tougher teams they've ever played for, just because of how hard we work throughout the season, the amount of hours, that we put in prepping for each game, the off season, training camp, everything that we do, that people, don't necessarily see. They see the success on the field and, all of that stuff, but the work that's put into it, it's a very tough place to play and it's very demanding. If you're not going to perform well, you don't play, you're not going to step on the field. So, I would say it's a grind. It's an awesome organization to play for. And, we, go out on Sundays and we win football games, but, at the cost of, putting in a lot of hard work and grinding throughout the entire season. Coach Belichick asked a lot of us and, we put in the work. And then, I think, when I first went to New England, I was obviously on the other side of the ball, so I played against New England for so long in Buffalo. So I knew Coach Belichick and played against Tom, and I knew Tom was he was the greatest. I mean, it was playing against him and watching him play, and dissect the defense was always frustrating to watch when you're on the on the other team. And Coach Belichick is one of the best coaches in the game. So when I first got a chance to meet Coach Belichick, I was definitely, it was nervous. He's going to go down as one of the greatest coaches to ever coach the game. And once you get past that, he's just an awesome football coach. I wouldn't say he's intimidating. I would say that he sets his standards high for his players, and he demands a lot of his guys. But I think he brings out the best in guys that play for him. And I think Tom is the same way. Tom demands a lot from his guys on offense, and but he is more than willing to put in the work with you, so that when you guys go out on Sundays and we'll be on the same page and be able to make some plays.
Yeah, Chris, when I saw the questions coming in on the Twitterverse, I was like, did they know how hard the Patriots work? It's not easy. I was so surprised by that question. I was like, they work so hard, and that's why they're the best team year in and year out. Now, Chris,
exactly.
Moving from the Patriots just to you personally, statistically, you've gotten better every year of your career in the NFL. What do you really kind of attribute that kind of progression to?
I think the number of opportunities that I get, year after year, I would say, when I first started off, my opportunities were limited and there weren't very much. And every single year I've gotten better. I've worked harder in the off season. I've learned how to be a better professional. I've learned how to be a better receiver. I'm still, to this day, there's so much for me to learn, and I just keep getting better and better and better. I think a lot of that has to do with the amount of time that I was away from football. And, playing in the league, I've just every single year, tried to pick different parts of my game to get better at. And obviously, each year I've gotten more and more opportunities, and I've just taken advantage of them. So I think the work that I put in the off season and during the season, and just trying to, study and perfect my craft, and then obviously, taking advantage of all those opportunities that I get on Sunday.
What made you switch your focus from lacrosse to football? And does lacrosse help you with, certain things on the field?
I think, well, I mean, I had my love for football was always there. It never left me as when I chose lacrosse over football in high school. So there was always that, that desire that I had in me that I wanted to play football at some level. And when I got the chance to go do it at Monmouth, I obviously jumped at the opportunity. And, there's between football and lacrosse, I mean, there's tons of carryover. So for me physically, the game, it wasn't too hard for me physically. Lacrosse is a pretty physical sport. You have to be in great condition, eye-hand coordination, route running for me specifically directly translates really, being a midfielder, attackman, whatever it is, trying to beat a man in front of you and get around him. So there's tons of carryover. So the physical aspect of going from lacrosse to football, it wasn't as difficult as people might think. It was, a lot of the mental thing, learning a playbook and learning how to get lined up and where to go and, this, that, and the other. And, so that was probably the biggest challenge for me when I first came back to football. But yeah, I mean, lacrosse helped me tremendously, on that transfer from lacrosse to football.
And Chris, you're in great company of former lacrosse players in the NFL. Jim Brown, John Mackey, Chris Hogan. Like, these are the guys, So you're great company. Crossing
good
sports.
athletes.
Exactly. Now, we hooked up with you through Chaz and Tommy over at Today's Business and Today's Athletes. So can you talk to us a little bit about your connection with them and with the company and kind of what you guys are all working on together?
Yeah. So Tommy and I played football at Monmouth together, and we were sort of in a similar situation. I mean, Tommy had transferred from Hofstra. I was coming in my fifth year, and when after the season, we both decided that we wanted to try and continue our careers in football. And the two of us, trained together, did all these things together and tried to pursue this dream that we had together. And, mine continued, and Tommy started to pursue a different, something else that he had a passion for. And he started, Today's Business. And, I was always there along, I would like to think I was along the ride with Tommy and Chaz. And, they're started small, and they've grown this thing into like this awesome, huge, just taking over the world of social media. And they've taken me along for the ride with them, and they've helped me off the field with social media and, getting, things, advertisements, sponsorships, all that sort of stuff. And I think we've been able to help each other grow. And Tommy and Chaz, they're pretty much like family to me. I mean, Tommy, when I was on a practice squad, told me I was going to be a superstar. I probably looked at him like cross-eyed, like, dude, I mean, I'm just trying to make a practice squad here. Maybe be a special teams player for a couple of years. But, those guys over there really, I mean, they believed in me from day one. And, I think that's why we've had so much success. And that's why, we've really come a long way from, being a undrafted practice squad player going out to San Francisco for a couple of weeks. And, Tommy and Chaz working out of, the upstairs to the top floor of a restaurant, and they've grown their business into something else. And and now they've took on Today's Athletes, and Tommy has started that, and Chaz, and, it's really awesome. They're helping guys off the field, with whatever they want to do, and just, try to be an outlet for them on social media and help them grow their platforms and their brand as a player.
Yeah, I mean, in my book, all of you guys are superstars. It doesn't matter how you slice it. You have that magical ring on your finger. Chaz and Tommy have this great business. I think everyone definitely succeeded in this scenario. And speaking of rings, I just want to congratulate you on your upcoming wedding. I wasn't going to let you get away with the interview without congratulating you. So congratulations on your wedding.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Now, Chris, that was Rich's last question. I gotta ask one quick little question just about the Super Bowl, because I gotta know what was going through your guys' mind. 28-3. Like what was happening in the huddles with the players? What was Coach Belichick telling you guys? Like I gotta know.
I mean, the general consensus was that we just had to play better. It was, we all knew it wasn't a great situation that we put ourselves in, but no one really. There wasn't a guy on the team that you could have said that all right, let's pack it in. Everyone from top to bottom, from coaches and players. We just kept on telling ourselves that we just had to make some plays. We had to get some bounces our way, and we're gonna try to find a way back in this thing. And one play after another, guys stepped up, made some big plays, and we found ourselves, kind of creeping back. And that's kind of all that we wanted to do. Just chip away at this thing and put ourselves in a position that we could potentially, win this football game. So, not a whole lot needed to be said. It was just, we didn't play well in the first half. We need to play better. And that was it. I mean, we, had to overcome a little adversity, and, guys did that, the best that they've done it all year.
And isn't that just the Patriots way? I mean, it breaks my heart as a lifelong Jet fan, but that's just the Patriot way. You went out, you said you needed to play better, and you did, and you won a Super Bowl, which, I mean, incredible performance by you guys. Really, congratulations on a fantastic season. Now, Chris, what is the best way for our listeners to keep in touch with you on social media and keep following along with what you're up to?
Oh, I mean, follow me on Instagram, Chris Hogan 15. Follow Today's Business. Follow Today's Athletes. All of our, all the work that we do there on, Twitter, Instagram, everything, throughout the season, sponsorships. Probably be doing another thing with Headstrong, is with the Cancer Foundation that I'm a part of, and Tommy and Chaz are a part of, and pledging catches, touchdowns, whatever I can to bring awareness to that Cancer Foundation that is dear to all of our families at our hearts. So all that, follow me, follow all those guys, and hopefully we'll have another good year.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're a very busy man, but I hope we have you on in the future just to see all the progression that you have. We know this year is going to be even better than the last, because that's how you do it. Every year you're in the NFL, you're better and better and better. So I'm going to have you on my fantasy team. Don't tell anyone. But be sure to follow Chris for any updated news that he has on all the companies he promotes. He brought up just a few. He's involved with a lot of stuff. And please stay tuned to the Code Green Radio Show, brought to you by SB Nation.